Hello, StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another edition of Into the Void. This is a game between Diabolus and Mad on Paladino Terminal, the latter edition. In the bottom right side of the map, we have the red Protoss player. It is Mad. But not Mothers Against Drunk Driving, because there's no second D. And in the top left side of the map, we have the blue Terran player, Diabolus. I'm not sure if I said that right in the introductions, but I think I nailed it that time. So a PvT edition of Into the Void. If you'd like to have a replay cast of yours that is silver or bronze, send it to falconpaladin@gmail.com with the subject of Into the Void. I will get them to my screeners. They will choose the very best ones, and it will be cast. Or they will be cast. What is the distinction there? I wonder. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. Is this gonna be... This gonna be a proxy planetary fortress somehow? Double refinery. Walling off with supply depots and no early barracks. The Protoss player is going to be very suspicious, assuming he is very skilled at this game. But that is not a guarantee, because this is Into the Void. Alright, so gateway first here. And did he not put any workers on gas? And a double gateway. I think he's just worried about cheese at this point. And this is a proxy barracks. We'll have to see how this is going to go out. I have no idea what Diabolus is up to, but that's why we watch these games. No idea what each player is going to do. I'm wondering... Okay, so he is getting gas with one probe here, Mad is, but no cybernetics core. Okay, do put up a cybernetics core. Oh, he's expanding. Oh, he's expanding. There's double gateway here into an expansion out of Mad. What is happening? What is this? Is this going to be a Reaper out of Diabolus? It very well could be. I mean, he does have enough gas for it, and it's going to be just a Marine. Why would you proxy a Marine like this? And another barracks? Oh, no, it's a factory. Is he one-1ing outside of the Protoss base here? That's interesting. I mean, it's closer. It's closer than he is all the way back home, but at the same time, it's not exactly close to the front door of Mad here. I guess it's a nice compromise between being too far away and so close your opponent sees it very quickly. So Diabolus has tried this before, I'm sure. And SCV trying to expand. There's a probe blocking that. Probe loses sight of the goal for a little bit here. The probe could probably knock down this SCV. There's nobody coming to save this dude. The Marines are too far away. Get him. Get the SCV. There it is. Zap, zap, zap. This is going to at least force a pause, if not a straight-up cancel of this expansion. This SCV not getting pulled off. Again, a hallmark of Into the Void is slow reaction times. And does he? Nope, he doesn't even get pulled off at all. That SCV just dies immediately. Command Center's done at 498 hit points out of 1,500. And almost fully saturating his double refineries is Diabolus. Again, he doesn't have anything to really make this happen. 2 SCVs have to be pulled off to do this thing. It's 23 to 19 harvesters. Our Protoss player is getting a cybernetics core. He is making adepts. Beautiful choice. I love that over zealots, especially against Terran. And yeah, 1-1-1 barracks into factory into starport here for Diabolus. I would just be scouting right now if I was Mad, just sending a probe everywhere. His probe was chased away from harassing this command center because 2 SCVs are better than 1 probe. That is definitely for sure. And throwing up another starport here is Diabolus. What are you doing? This makes no sense whatsoever. He's getting a reactor on his barracks to swap that over onto the starport. I do not know. The factory is also getting a reactor, so whatever it is, we are double pumping like mad from Diabolus. This is a 1-base, well, I guess it's technically a 2-base play, but he only has 20 harvesters. He's not even fully saturated in his main base yet, and his opponent had his Nexus up way before this command center is going to be completed. That's partially a function of the fact that the command center was paused. I'm not going to say canceled because it wasn't, but it was paused a little bit. And partially because the Nexus just came up a little bit earlier than the command center here. So there are some adepts. The answer for Diabolus to what was happening. Is that another reactor? It's another reactor on this starport and another barracks coming up. So he's just building all of his tech over here. I mean, it's not really here for an early attack or anything. It's just he wanted to set up here. Here the schools were nice in this neighborhood. Robotics facility coming up for Mad. Good choice. Pure gateway is just not that great against Terran ever since Adepts had that nerf thrown at him a few months ago. Like, Mass Adepts used to be really great against Terran Bio, but then not as good. The Marines could stand in there, take an extra shot from the Adepts before they died. It made a big difference in those big engagements. And so now what you really need are Colossus or Disruptors or something splashy. Storm. I'm also a fan of Storm against Terran from the Protoss perspective. So we'll see what this is. We'll see what's happening here. Again, a little bit slower than your normal game here at Into the Void. Players are taking their time, making decisions, getting things done. Timings are not quite right. Another robotics facility and a robotics bay coming in for Mad. So I'm going to say, man, Disruptor can be so good in PvT at the lower levels. Did you watch? There was Mid-Rank Madness I cast earlier this week. I'm pretty sure it was earlier this week where it was higher level, so it was Platinum, but it was PvT. And there was a lot of Marines against, and a lot of Hellbats, actually, more Hellbats against a Disruptor player. And man, if your reaction times are not good against Disruptors, they are super powerful. Not as good against pros, because you can dodge them if you have the ability to split. But our Terran player had some struggles with that. So go back and watch that one if you missed it. Mid-Rank Madness, last one I cast. Go back on my cast history. You'll find it pretty easily. I think it was Azrael versus Bob, if I remember the names here. Anyway, interesting composition here from Diabolus. He's got Marines, he has 2 Cyclones, and he has a Liberator. Setting up shop. Marauder production has begun. Stim coming in here as well. He's spending his money well. He's got 30 minerals and 100 gas. Mad, floating a bit here, 800 minerals and 200 gas, but nope, just spent a bunch of gas on, oh, it's going to be Colossus. It's going to be Colossus with extended thermal lance. Oh, Mad. Oh, Mad, can he do this thing? I kind of like it. I kind of like Colossus against this marine heavy composition with Cyclone and only a single Liberators. There's not a ton of anti-air here, or I guess anti-Colossus, rather. Colossus isn't a flying unit, but air units can hit them. Vikings, for example, very good here, which Diabolus is not making any of those. Missile turret on the way for Diabolus, just here at a potential third base location for Mad, where everything else is. I don't know. I don't know why he's setting up shop here. Might as well expand there at this point, to be honest. Third Nexus on the way for Mad, just north of his natural, you can see on the minimap, as a Liberator comes in at 6.5 minutes to start wrecking these probes. Reaction time for Mad is going to be, how many probes? 3 probes? 4? This is not looking good. This is looking really bad for the Protoss player. Come on, man. Come on, man. There's the reaction time after 9 probes have been killed. I'm not gonna kill him for that. My reaction time is not that great either in StarCraft 2, but that is something you have to improve on. We all have to improve on, right? Especially against Liberators where they one-shot your stuff and you can lose 9 probes in like 10 seconds. I mean, it's just that quick. Some Stalkers do warp in for Mad. I think that's his first anti-air here. And, nope, the 3-shot on the Stalkers. So this is after the nerf to Liberators. They do fewer or less damage than they used to. You'll notice this Stalker is still alive despite taking 2 shots to the face from that Liberator from the Defender mode circle attack. And again, Defender mode, when it's used so offensively, just kind of a weird name. Weird name. So first Colossus out, second Colossus coming here as well. Matt has enough for another Colossus. There it is, another one coming in, and a double pumping them Colossus now for Mad. I like this. Terran player, I'm just so confused why he set up shop down here when he didn't attack until 6.5 minutes. It's like, if you're going to do this down here, open and exposed like this and harder to defend, I mean, at least attack early. At least make use of the shorter rush distance now that all your units are coming out so close to the enemy's base. But this just looks like he's massing an army back home where he has nothing. He has nothing back home. If Matt did something like a Warp Prism Adept drop back here, I really don't know what Diabolus would do. He'd have to run all the way back home with his units. Take a while. He'd lose a ton of stuff. There is a single starport back here at the main base for Diabolus. He is expanding to the right and down of his main base, so he's doing a good job keeping up that. It's 32 to 43 harvesters. And is that Ghost? Nope. That was the wrong production tab. That is just going to be Colossus. From a distance, kind of looks like a ghost a little bit if you glance up there instead of looking at it. Observer on the way. There's the scan. Oh, Diabolus sees there are 4 Colossus here. So many Colossus. I don't think he wants to do this. There are some tanks now coming out for Diabolus. He does have a Viking. This is just, again, a very eclectic group composition here. He's got 1 Viking, 4 Cyclones, 1 Liberator, 1 tank, 4 Marauders, and 21 Marines. I just don't know. I don't know what he's trying to do. I don't know what the theme is here. It's not mech, it's not bio, it's not Sky Terran. It's just a kind of combination of everything, which we've seen be good. There was a game featuring Smile, a master borderline GM level player, where he played against Neuro, and he mech'd it against the Zerg with a very, kind of just a weird eclectic composition as well. Just a lot of different stuff in there, so might be a good way to kind of figure out how to do things against Zerg if you're sick of playing bio against Zerg, which I don't blame you, considering it's what you've been good at since Wings of Liberty, which is so long ago. So Matt's setting up like he wants to attack this. He's got 4 Colossus. He's got a handful of Marines, 6 of those. Stalker count a little bit bigger than I thought, actually. 10 Stalkers. No upgrades on these dudes whatsoever. Nobody has any upgrades at all. I'm pretty sure nobody has a forge or an armory, even on the map. Let's take a look. No armory and no forge. Nope, these players do not like upgrades. Again, into the void. It's another Liberator shot, another Liberator attack at the main base. This is absolutely laying waste to this probe count. 8 more have been killed. That's 18 probes that have died. A Liberator might escape with its life depending on the blink ability of these Stalkers, and they do not have blinks, so the Liberator, in fact, will live. Oh, the build-up. Oh, the build-up. That's sometimes how these games go, though, is both players are so afraid of attacking, because if you lose your army, sometimes you just lose the game. That's what happens. Even the pros, right? They do a big attack, they lose the big attack badly, the other armor counters, and you're dead. It's a bad feeling, but you gotta do it. You gotta risk it sometimes. The longer you wait, the bigger your opponent's army is gonna get here as well, and Colossus count is at 5. 2 more in production. Extended Thermal Lance is done, which is a nice upgrade, but I love to see some +1 attacks out of Mad for these ground units. It's just not happening. I really don't have any hope there. So despite the fact that Mad has lost 18 probes, it is 37 to 57 harvesters. He's got a 20 probe lead on his Terran opponent, which is nuts. It is absolutely insane. I guess the third base is helping quite a bit. Diabolus' third base is up, but there's really nobody here. There are a total of 4 SCVs, and 3 of them are mining gas. Setting up some defender mode circles to Diabolus, but coming out the back door, here is Mad, and now he's going for it. He's taking out 2 of the supply depots that were built for some reason. They die immediately. This ground army getting murdered by all these Colossus with extended thermal lance. The Stalkers are absorbing a lot of the damage intended for the Colossus. There are Vikings in the sky. The Stalkers need to focus them down first of all. Not really doing it. Liberator is going to die here. Viking, pretty good micro. Moving that Viking back, just trying to destroy all these Colossus by his lonesome. There are 6 Colossus out. There's a Liberator too. Oh, Stalker takes down a Viking just as it dies. There is still another Viking and another Liberator here. Is there any anti... There are some Stalkers coming in from Mad. Good. Stalkers, but getting hit by the tanks. The tanks are getting taken down by a Colossus, and the tank is gone. The tank is gone. The anti-air is gone here as well. All this stuff for Diabolus is going to die. Liberator trying to decide anti-air or anti-ground. How do I want to... Try to do the anti-air. Oh, another tank here for Diabolus, though. More Liberators in production for Diabolus. The Stalkers trying to get rid of these tanks, but they're getting hit by 1 from range. Tank here with 2 kills. A missile turret trying to take down this Colossus. Interesting positioning out of Diabolus, and Mad doesn't like it. Mad does not like this positioning at all. He's backing out. He is backing out hard. Whew. All right, so resources lost showing us about 5,000 lost for the Terran player on the resources and about 7 for the Protoss player. Again, no upgrades. Nobody has any upgrades at all. It looks like Diabolus is done making SCVs for the time being. He's got 36. He seems to be pretty pleased with that. On 3 bases, you want to be around 50, if not 60, Mr. Diabolus. Although we just called down a ton of mules. How many mules is that? That is 5 mules. Good heavens. Good heavens to Betsy. All right, so is Mad happy about his Colossus strategy? Let's see. 0 kills, 0 kills, 7 kills, 7 kills. Do both of them have 7? Yeah, 2 of them have 7, but 2 of them have 0. So it averages out to 3.5 kills per Colossus on average, which not really worth it considering how expensive they are. Look at this. 300, 200. 200 gas for units, crazy times. Diabolus setting up the siege here at this front door again. Again, there's a back door Mad can use just north of it. It's not too far away. There are 3 tanks, 2 Liberators, a bunch of Marauders. Okay, 3 Marauders and 4 Cyclones. Diabolus not giving up. North base for Mad has been taken at the 4th base north of his 3rd. And again, he's just doing a good job expanding. He's got 69 probes. Not spending his money particularly well. He has a lot of available supply as well. I mean, is he building more stuff? He is building more gateways, which is exactly what he needs. Maybe a couple additional robo facilities would not be amiss. He is making Immortal, but oh no. From the ground fire, the low ground here, the tank is trying to take down this robotics facility. And the Colossus trying to come through this choke. Not good. Not good for the Colossus. Oh, the Colossus are dying so fast. Stalkers coming in all by themselves, getting absolutely obliterated by these tanks. No upgrades on them, but it does not matter. That's 75 damage. Or 70 damage per shot versus armored enemies, which is what Stalkers are. And Immortal comes on the high ground and tries to do this thing, but high ground is being spotted by these medevacs, by this Viking. Robotics facility is going to die. Immortal dies with it. This is looking really bad for Mad. He just needs to spend his money better. Diabolus also having a trouble with that one. Having a lot of trouble with that. Robotics Bay also getting direct fire. No. Oh, the scan allowing that thing to happen. So again, our Protoss player has more workers and more bases, but he's just not spending his money well. He's trying to warp in some Stalkers, but I don't know. I just don't like that against 5 tanks on the ground, plus Liberators with the defender mode, plus the Marauder count that we have, which is only 5. But again, nobody's army is super big at this point. Zealots here with no charge for Mad. They are not charge lots. Getting upgrades finally is Mad +1/+1. I feel like that'd be pretty useful. Actually, Robotics Bay ends up getting destroyed from this low ground out of Diabolus. Are you crazy? Are you kidding me? A pylon gonna die. Not gonna unpower anything, but it's gonna take some supply available from Mad. It is 130 to 180 total supply for the Protoss player. Slowly sieging forward is Diabolus. He is just being patient. APM is 100 on the game. Pretty good. 64 here for Mad. Spend your monies. I mean, more Immortals is great. I like the choice of Immortal, especially against this tank-heavy composition. And against the Tempest, it's just the Tempest tank combo is really hard for Protoss. Really hard indeed. Maybe some Phoenix would be good. There's really not a lot of anti-air here. There's about 10 Marines. Again, only with Stim. Do they even have Combat Shield? They don't have Combat Shield or anything. Mad coming for the top side, trying to do this with a Colossus and a bunch of Stalkers. I just don't see this ending well for the Protoss player. Colossus gone. Stalkers are aggressively pushing forward here, but all the tanks just getting that splash damage on the Stalkers, absolutely obliterating the count there. And that was, I mean, that was as one-sided as it's going to get. Bunch of Adepts warping in for Mad. All right, he says, maybe it's Adepts I need. The Vikings landing to help with those Stalkers as well. We saw what happens there with One Trick Wednesday 2 weeks ago, that's for sure. Here he comes. Diabolus pushing in with his Cyclones, with his tanks, and his Marines, and his Marauders. There is a Colossus here dead. There are 2 Immortals here dead as well. Adepts trying to do what they can, but against tanks, they're borderline useless. Terran player has this natural base locked down for Mad, setting up Liberator mode on the ramp of Mad's base. Oh, and these Adepts are trying to come down and help, but they're getting destroyed by tanks, Marines, Liberators. Oh, the Defender mode is so good here. 6 kills on that tank, 10 kills on that tank, 3 on this Liberator. Diabolus does not have a huge army, but Mad is down to an Immortal. And 74 probes. Oh, it hurts. So much money in the bank. Natural base is going to die. Is Mad going to tap out is the question. 4th base is done for Diabolus. He's exactly 1 SCV on it. He's got 40 SCVs, so he's been building more since we last checked. He's just 40 doesn't seem like a lot, but hey, it was enough for this patient Terran player. Last Immortal toast. And there are 6 Stalkers on the field somewhere. Where are they? Oh, they're here in the main base. They're here to defend the entire Protoss main base against the entire Terran army. I just don't, again, I don't see it happening super well here. Come on, Mad. Can you warp in more Stalkers? You could maybe. Yes, he's got another warping available. He's just, what is he doing? What is, he's looking around. He's saying, oh, they found my 3rd base. That's not good. That is super bad news. He is throwing up pylons near Diabolus' 4th base. I don't understand what that's all about. He's checking his 4th base to see if it's still alive. He is not worried at all about his main, which I find extremely, extremely confusing. Main base is toast. Main base is toast. These pylons are up for Matt. Did Matt ever make a mothership core? No, never made a single mothership core. That's so crazy. That is so crazy for Mad. Why would you not do that? All right, anyway, main base is gone for the Protoss player. We do have a tank going to town on a lot of these SCVs that are just trying to retreat for their lives, and most of them do manage to make it out. Marines and Marauders finishing off what is left of the natural base of Mad. I mean, it's carnage. It is carnage and chaos right now. Main base is toast. I think, whoa, Mad's throwing up 7 gateways at his 4th base, which, again, he hopes has not been discovered. He's correct. Oh, the scan. Oh, he was correct until about a second ago when the scan from Diabolus recognizes, hey, there's a base here. There's a lot of gateways. We better shut this down real, real fast. There are cannons? When did he make a forge? When on earth does he still have a forge? He does. Where do you make forges? Oh, right on the far right side of this main base. It's still alive. It is still alive. Cannons trying to take down these Liberators and Vikings that are flying over. Just kind of A-moving a little bit. But Liberator setting up shop at this 4th base. 2 Liberators setting up shop. There are no cannons available over on that side of things. Liberators will have a field day. Look at how many drone or probes there are for them to kill. So many. We're still oversaturated after killing like 15 of them. The Great Probe Massacre of 2017 is upon us. This is the saddest probe massacre I've seen on the channel this year. Something else might come along to dethrone it, but oh my gosh, 17 kills each for these Liberators at this single base for Mad. Mad, it's time to go, Mad. I'm sorry, but it's time to go. Where are you? Where are you, friend? What are you looking at? Oh, you're watching. You're watching. That's nice. You're watching the death of your 4th base, and that's it. Mad's out. Matt with the rage quit, possibly. He might have been upset. It's hard to know because he didn't say anything, but GG after your games, everybody. And Diabolus was victorious in 19 minutes and 34 seconds. Again, a very patient, weird strategy out of Diabolus, but he gets the tanks, he gets the Liberators, and Matt just doesn't have the answer for it. Stalkers are not going to be the answer to that. Absolutely not. Colossus, it turns out, did fairly well in the first engagement, but couldn't quite keep that going. And Diabolus, did he make a total of 43 SCVs? He made a total of 46 SCVs in this 19-minute game and got it done. I mean, resources lost. Look at this thing. 11,000 for the Terran and 30 for the Protoss, and 98 probes killed. 98 probes killed. So again, macro is good. Getting a lot of probes and a lot of bases is great for Protoss, but you gotta get big, beefy units to deal with Terran, Archon, Storm, Disruptor, Colossus, Phoenix, possibly, to deal with the Liberators. If the anti-air isn't very good for the Terran player, like, there are a lot of things that could have been done better here, but again, that's what this is all about. That's what this is all about here and Into the Void. So that's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, and Patreon, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.
Broken and ashamed by what you have done. There is no redemption, and so you must run. And it's taken your heart and broken your soul. You cannot go back until you're made whole. And you're running into the void. You go searching into the void to find a place you can live, a place you can love. Is it just an illusion? When push comes to shove, there's a light upon you, and you follow it on, looking for a reason and a way to atone. All around you, the planets and stars. You're lost in a maelstrom of a great new unknown. And you're running into the void. You go searching into the void to find a place you can live, a place you can love. Is it just an illusion? When push comes to shove, go searching into the void. And you're running into the void.